Hey Nancy Drew fans, we're back with Book 6, The Secret of Redgate Farm. First published in 1931. When this book was originally published, Edward had just passed away and he left the company to his two daughters, Harriet and Edna. They thought of selling it, but it's the Great Depression, so they couldn't find a buyer and decided to try and run the company themselves. Edna is the one who outlined this story and shipped it off to Mildred. There are some great correspondences throughout the years between both the sisters and different ghostwriters. In this case, Mildred politely replied by letter to say that she received the outline and was somewhat disappointed to see that it didn't contain anywhere near the amount of detail that she was used to receiving. I can't quite put my finger on what's happening here, but it feels like the turmoil that must have been going on in their lives at this point comes across in the story. We start right off with chapter 1, called A Strange Fragrance. That oriental-looking clerk in the perfume shop certainly acted mysterious, Bess Marvin declared. A key point of the rewrites was to get rid of anything that was racist, and this isn't overt, but it still seems a little shady. Also, the groundwork for the entire mystery is laid out in the first 4 or 5 pages. We encounter first the perfume clerk, then a strange man on a train. Nancy overhears a shady telephone call, and she discovers a secret code. Of course, they do all turn out to be related, but the only thing that actually connects them, because they happen at different times of day in different towns, is just that Nancy repeats them to herself 4 times on pages 24, 25, 26, and 27. There are no outfits in this book, and there's only one meal, but it's a pretty good one. Hot biscuits, sizzling ham, sweet potatoes, and coffee, and for dessert, a freshly baked lemon meringue pie. There are plenty of great moments in teasing Bess. "I've always wanted to spend a vacation on a farm," Bess declared longingly. "Just imagine having cream an inch thick." "Just what you need for reducing," her cousin teased her. There are also no flashlights in this book, but we do get to see Nancy in action when George is bitten by a snake. She uses a handkerchief to make a tourniquet, and then in her bag she has a little pair of scissors that she always carries, and she makes what's described as a perfect cross-cut incision in the puncture wound to get the venom out. Nancy and Bess then proceed to carry George back to the farmhouse, and this leads to my other favorite making fun of Bess moment. George maintained her Spartan attitude. She not only refused to complain, but teasingly asked Bess, "Aren't you glad I don't eat as much as you do?" The majority of this mystery centers around a supposed nature cult that lives in a cave on the Redgate Farm property. Nancy befriends one of the cult members. Nancy shows this woman a lot of kindness, and I think that this is one of the long-term secrets to her success. Even though she leads an exceedingly charmed life, she is constantly really able to see things from other people's perspective, and she doesn't bring any judgment about their lifestyle choices. Unless, of course, they're a criminal, and then she comes after them with everything she has. When the girls have gone undercover and they are caught by the criminals, they're in a real jam. They're in a cave, no one knows where they are, their feet and hands are bound, but Nancy still can't help but make it clear how little she thinks of these people. "Guess this'll teach you girls to mix with the Black Snake Colony," a raucous voice said as the group made its way towards the exit. Nancy held back a retort, but her icy look told the man that she did not appreciate the remark. Next week, the clue in the diary.